Okay, all right. So, welcome to Unit 5, Lesson 5. So, for the past 4 lessons in this unit, we've been looking at extensively at ratios, and when we have 2 or more ratios together, a proportion. Okay, so today we're gonna, this is the finale of the unit, which means these are probably the toughest questions you see in the unit. All right, and that is converting measurements between units. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Converting between units. So one of the things when we learn proportions is that we have to match up. So maybe I should write it here. We have to match up the units. So if you were to do, I don't know, like cups to dollars, right? So let's say cups to dollars, right? The units have to match. So this will be cups to dollars. So I don't know why I even use cups per dollars, right? And also something like this, right? So like 6 cups would be how many dollars? So likewise, one of the probably most useful ways of using proportions is to convert between measurement units, meaning something like this. All right, I'll give an example. If I were to show you, if I say, okay, if 1 inch, all right, so if 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters, 5.5 inches will be how many centimeters, right? So for example, let me repeat the question. So 1 inch, so we're comparing inches to centimeters. If I say, right, and using the scale here, so I guess I'm doing an example already. If 1 inch gives you 2.54 centimeters, right, again, I'm keeping the units intact, right? I'm following the form. So inches to centimeters, inches to centimeters. The original question was 5.5 inches is how many centimeters? Okay, all right, so in that case, now, by this stage, you should be allowed the use of a calculator already. So I'm just gonna do this on my calculator now. If one day, if I could figure out how to put a calculator right on the screen, all right, I would be a very, very happy man. But right now, I just don't have the skill to. All right, I know there's a way to do it. All right, except I don't know what. All right, so here we do 1 times x, right? So we'll cross multiply. So we have 2.54 times 5.5. That's 13.97. So here we got 13.97. 13.97 what though? Centimeters. So that's how you would do it. So it's not, the initial challenge isn't the fact that you're doing a proportion. It's the fact that you're using all these units, you know, and I suppose some of you might be very intimidated when you're doing that. Okay, so that's what this lesson's about, to help you, to really help you there. Now, here I know it's a lot of information, but don't worry too much, because this is, I'm just showing you what you will see on the state test. On the first couple of pages of the state test, all right? And they always have this reference sheet here. So this is a table of reference, all right, that tells you the conversions. But the thing is, they're not, like, so for example, they're not going to ask you 1 inches is how many centimeters. They will ask you like 5.5 inches is how many centimeters. Or sometimes they might go something like this. They're going to ask you 1 inch is how many meters. So which means instead of doing just one set of proportions, you have to do 2 or more sets of proportions in order to actually answer the question. So that's what we're going to attempt to do today. All right, so let's start off with something easy. So here, number 1. An ice cream recipe calls for 7 quarts of milk. How many pints of milk is this? Right, so you see how they switch quarts to pints? Now, if I were you, I would highlight that. So I would underline quarts in one color and pints of milk in another. Okay, just so you know what you're looking for. Now, let's see. Now I got to find, actually, now I got to find quarts of milk. Where's quart? Where are quarts here? Quarts, right here. So I see the word quarts and pints, right? You see that? Quarts, pints, quarts, pints. So right off the bat, all right, this is fairly straightforward. I think all of you should be able to do this. So let's see, let's measure it. So QT for quarts, PT for pints. So let's set it up. Let's see, 1. So 1 quart gives you 2 pints, right? Quarts to pints, quarts to pints. So 7, what? 7 quarts is how many pints? I'm going to use X, the letter X. So here we go. We have to cross multiply. So that's 7 times 2, which is 14, right? So 1 times what gives you 14? That's right, 14. So X is 14. That's it. Okay, 14 what though? 14 pints. So 14 pints. Okay, all right. Let's do another one then. Let me erase this. So the next question says, an oil drum holds 55 gallons. So an oil drum, meaning a barrel of oil, holds 55 gallons. Okay, so we're looking at gallons, all right. What else? How many quarts of oil would fill the drum? Okay, all right, so gallons to quarts. So right here, gallons. So again, I'm going to color code this. Quarts. All right. Now let's see. Oil drum holds 55 gallons. Oil drum, 55 gallons. Okay, all right, so gallons to quarts, okay? Gallons to quarts. So let's see. Now let's see, 1 gallon is 4 quarts, right? As stated. And then what is it? 55 gallons are how many quarts? So let me use letter X. So 4 times 55, what would that be? I think that's 220. Let me double check. Yep, 220. So the answer is 220. What is it? 220 quarts. QTS, actually. Okay, all right, so far so good. Now let's do 2 questions that are slightly more complicated than that. Meaning something like number 3. Now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna bring the table down. Just easier to see. Oh, that doesn't work. Oh well. All right. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Let me bring it to front. Actually, that's what I'll do. That would do it. All right, there we go. All right. See, technology. All right, 3. Convert what? Kilograms to ounces. Now, where are kilograms? Kilograms right here. Oh, there we go. All right, not a bad question. Kilogram is right here. Now, actually, I should really look here, right? Because I got kilogram to pounds, pounds to ounces. So you see what I'm talking about here? The question isn't going straight from kilogram to ounces. So for example, if you look at this middle table here, there's no direct thing that goes from kilograms to ounces. None, right? So when you don't have that, you need to make some connections on your own. That's what this is pushing you to do. So now here I can see, so now I have to choose carefully what will help me make the connection the fastest. So what I'm trying to say is we have to not only set up one proportion like the first 2 questions, but we have to set up another proportion. So it could be 2 or more steps. Now, kilograms to ounces. Now I see kilograms here, I see ounces. And what's connecting them to? Yeah, pounds. So here's the strategy. Let's turn kilograms into pounds, and then we go from pound to ounces. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So let's go for that. Now, I'm going to do it super traditional way, so I'm going to write it out. So I'm going to kilograms to pounds first. So maybe, should I color code this? Yeah, all right. Kilograms to pounds. I'm going to underline these two because both pounds are in green. Okay, all right. Let's see. So what I'm talking about? Kilograms to ounces. So I'm going to go kilograms to ounces. So let's see. Oh, pound actually. I can't write ounces because I won't get there. Right, so I need to write pounds first. Kilograms to pounds first. All right, and again, if you don't understand, feel free to rewatch this. Okay, so let's go kilograms to pounds. This is how you write pounds. Let's see. 8 kilograms. No, I gotta use the original. You see this? I mean, sometimes I get a little thrown off by these sort of questions. So you have to be very, very careful. So 1 pound, right? 1 pound is 0.454 kilograms. So I need to know pounds. I need to get the pounds. So 8 kilograms is how many pounds? See that, right? One more time. Kilograms, pounds. So 1 pound is 0.454, as stated right here. So 8 kilograms gives us how many pounds? And once we get the pounds, you see, once we get the pounds here, we could convert them to ounces. Okay, I think that's the best way to go. There's another way to do it, but I'm not thrilled about it. All right, so let's solve for that. So how many pounds would that be? Let's use the trusty calculator. So you have 8 times 1, right? So here we have 8 times 1. That's 8. And then divide that by 0.454, right? Because the question is 0.454 times what gives us 8. So let's see. 8, let's see. 17.62. I'll stick with that. Now, you're going to have to round sometimes, so, which is fine. All right, now we're not done, right? Because that's just the pound. So now I'm going to turn pounds to ounces. So 17.62. Now I'm going to write like this. Pounds to ounces. So 17.62 pounds to ounces. How many ounces? Now I kind of got the order wrong, so that's not really good. Okay, you know, I'm going to erase. Hold on. So what was I doing? If 1 pound is 16 ounces, right? That's the standard. 17.62 pounds is how many ounces? So I'll use the different letter. How about that? So let's try that out. Let's see, 17.62 times 16, 281.92. 92 what? What are they asking for? Ounces. Okay, and that's it. That's the answer. Okay, all right, let's see. What's the next one? So by the way, I just checked for reference on Google, and the answer is slightly different because of rounding, right? Because this first number here, it keeps going, right? It's a non-terminating decimal. So your answer is going to be a little bit, so if you Google that, it will be 282.19192. Okay, so don't worry too much about that. Okay, now what else? What's next? All right, number 4 now. Now, number 4 might be challenging. So let's give it a good old try, though. Now, number 4, convert 700 yards into meters. Now, where are my yards and where are my meters? Let me underline them. Yards, where are yards? Yards, I only see yards here. And where are meters? Now, meters here. So you see, it's, what's the best way to say this? It's going to take a while for us to go from yards to meters, because it wasn't like, it wasn't like this. It wasn't like kilograms to ounces. They're like 2 steps removed. So I'm trying to think of a smarter way of going about this instead of setting up 3 proportions. Okay, potentially. So let's see. All right, by the way, this video is long. I know. I recognize that. All right. So let's see. Okay. Oh, yeah. My brain just froze for a second. All right. You know what we could do? We could turn yards into kilometers and then turn kilometers into meters, right? Because you guys all know that 1,000 meters is 1 kilometer, or rather 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. Okay, so that might help. So let's give this a try. Now let's set it up first. Yards to, let's see. Yep, okay, all right. So let's do this. Let's focus on these 2 first. Okay, so let's do yards to kilometers first. Okay, because they're both 1 mile. So in other words, right, if 1,760 yards is 1 mile and 1 mile is 1.609 kilometers, that means 1,760 yards, it's 1.609 kilometers. So let's set this up. Now let's do yards to kilometers first. Okay, so yard to kilometer, right? You see what I'm saying? By the way, this is, should I introduce this now? I mean, might as well, because you might never get a chance to listen to this otherwise. So I'm gonna take a little more time and explain this to you. So look, if 1,760 yards, right, is 1 mile. I have a lot of people saying hi to me while I'm shooting this video. All right, 1 mile, right? And 1 mile, right? Classic philosophical technique, all right? Equals to 1.609 kilometers. So in other words, I'm going to use this, all right? Classic ancient Greek philosophical thinking, all right? Philosophy lesson alert right here. Look, ignore this for a second, okay? Pretend it's not there. If I tell you A is equal to B and B is equal to C, the question is, what conclusion can you draw? Think about that, all right? Think about this thought exercise for a second. Right, if A is B and B is C, that means A is the same thing as C. All right, so that's classic ancient Greek thinking. Okay, so using that as an example then, if I were to ask you if 1,760 yards is 1 mile and 1 mile is 1.609 kilometers, what conclusion can you draw? Right, 1,760 yards is 1.609. So I'm gonna write that down. Okay, so 1,760 is 1.609. So the question is, I just need 1. Okay, so 1 what? 1 yard, because I want to turn this into yards. 1 yard, hold on. 1 yard, right? Or rather, actually, we should do 700. 700 yards, because I got to keep in mind, like, I'm working with 700 yards here. 700 yards gives us how many kilometers? All right, so again, let's use the calculator to find out. Let's see, cross multiply to 700 and 1.609, what is that? 1126.3. Oh no, I'm not done yet. Wait, I gotta erase. And then divide, right? So that's 1126.3 divided by, what is it? 1760. That is 0.6399. How about 0.64? .64 what? Kilometers. So now we're gonna convert kilometers into meters, right? Because that's what we've been here for the whole time. So I'm gonna turn kilometers into meters. So let's see. Now we already established that 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. So 0.64 kilometers is how many meters? Okay, so I know it's not the most straightforward thing, but I think with practice and watching these videos, it will help you. So I got 640 what? 640 meters. So 700 yards is 640 meters. Okay, all right. Now, let me see what's the best way to do this. So what I'm going to do is this, in the interest of time, because we're running on 20 minutes, all right? If you have questions about these, you can find me in the mornings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to list out the answers here, all right? And then you guys can work out the proportions, okay? I think that's the best way to do so, all right? So for number 1, 78 miles to kilometers. Okay, let me just write that down. All right, now again, remember, sometimes you're working with these like non-terminating, like infinite decimals. So your answer might be slightly, ever so slightly different. So if you're really, really close, that's good, okay? So here we have 0.53, okay, kilometers. 78 miles is 125.53 kilometers. Okay, all right, work that out. And then feet into centimeters. All right, go ahead and set up the proportions. By the way, if you can pause, to do that, that's even better. 5 feet into centimeters, what will it be? 152.4 cm. All right, I'm doing this also very, very quickly. So again, if you're slightly, ever so slightly off, don't be discouraged, okay? Especially now that you're using your calculator, like it's more than likely not your fault, okay? So don't be too hard on yourself here. All right, let's see, 15 pints, 2 liters. All right, which is 7.098, okay, like, so 7 approximately, all right? I'll write it out, though, 7.098, or 7.1, or 7, right? 7.098 liters, okay? So that's it, all right? It's too bad that this video is about 23 minutes long, but it's not the most straightforward of topics. But I do hope that it really helped you. Okay? All right. So thanks for watching. Have a good one.
OMG, that was so good.